but it's the Ronald Reagan caveat.
It's time to end this recording.
You know, for all we can debate about Reagan policy, Reagan selling out to the Christian conservatives, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're absolutely right. You have this, sort of Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, and then Carter is supposed to be this ray of light, and it's just, but at that point, Carter is becomes not about distrust, it becomes about competence,
Sure.
whether fair or unfair.
Sure.
We're talking perception right now. There is a moment in the early 1980s, pre-Iran Contra, especially, right before sort of all of that stuff sort of comes up late in this, in Reagan's second term. Whether or not you agreed with the policies, there was a sense of American renewal, and the United States coming back, and we were standing up to the Soviet Union, right? We aren't even at the, tear down that wall moment yet, but there's this sense of, to quote Reagan, the shining city on the hill's still there, and I think we managed to lose that very quickly. And I think Obama made strides to get it back.
No, I agree. And I should say, so it's funny. I think it's very telling when I was talking about worst presidents, not worst presidents from a subjective standpoint, I'm talking about damage they did to the country. Where I differ from most of my liberal colleagues is you thought I skipped right over Reagan and went to Nixon.
Right.
Because, listen, I don't, policy-wise, which again is a conservative liberal debate, I disagree with pretty much everything Ronald Reagan did, other than his hawkish stance with the Soviet Union, which one could argue is kind of liberal. And this is the debate we should be having. You'll also find that my rhetoric, both in my writing and just me, the city on a hill is the way that I see this country.
Right.
And I think it's wrong, but that kind of patriotism, which I think also you see reflected in that the conservatives think they have a monopoly on the founders, is to me, it's funny because we were talking about how they're more optimistic, right? But the liberals were the idealistic. We've kind of abdicated our forward-looking city on a hill visionary mindset to the conservatives here, probably because of Reagan. Reagan probably took it and ran. I'm not saying that as an accusation.
Right.
And then, Clinton was like business as usual, whatever. That's something for me. It's like it's rooted in the way you see this country, right? And Reagan's, as much as I don't like him, I realize what he did as a leader, his skills as a leader, but he believed in this country.
Yes.
I don't know how many presidents since then, I'm not saying all of them, I don't know how many of them really believed in this country, even cared about this country. It was about themselves on both sides of the aisle.